Hi, this is a TwoSun, and it's not a slip joint, even though this is a Slippy-J Sunday. But like last week, here is a knife that I looked at last week. By the way, this is a double-detent knife. This one also by Untitled, also in carbon fiber with the integral back spacer and everything kind of going on there. This is a Wharncliffe design rather than sheep's foot, or the clip point huntery skinnery kind of thing that the TS244 was. Yeah, and I've said it a few times, but I will kind of state my opinion for what the difference is between a Wharncliffe and a sheep's foot blade. Wharncliffe generally is going to have access a little bit more to the tip, so you can actually do poking or piercing cuts. Whereas a sheep's foot blade generally drops off quite a bit so that it's easier for you not to accidentally stab or do anything like that. Probably a little bit more helpful on a farm or something like that if you're trying to free like a goat that's been tied into something. Sheep's foot's probably a little bit better idea so that you're not accidentally poking into the animal while you're trying to cut it free or something like that. So yeah, Wharncliffe does have at least a little bit of tactical implementations, especially like the Spyderco Yojimbo from Michael Janich and stuff like that, whereas sheep's foot is a little bit more for, emergency response and trying to negate some of the pokiness. So there you go. Yeah, this guy's also got a top flipper like the other one. Works super great. Very fidgety kind of knife. You can certainly open and close it and drive your coworkers crazy if you're in an office setting or something like that. Now, this one, a little bit different steel. This one is an M390 rather than S90V that this guy is in. I'll just keep this guy over here because I might need to refer back to it a little bit because there's quite a bit of similarities going on between these two. So yeah, this one I had received much later on than I'd received the older one, the TS244. And the M390 on this one does a pretty good job. It looks like I could probably touch it up just a little bit. I'm getting a little bit of a blade roll or something like that. It's looking like it's kind of starting to develop there. But yeah, I have used this guy quite a bit. Just around the house for, various little tasks and whatnot. I really do like the blade on there. This one, the plunge grind, is fairly darn gradual, which means, when it ends, kind of way the heck out here, you don't have a whole lot of sharpenability before you end up kind of jumping up on there. You do have, you got one, maybe two sharpenings before, some things kind of happen there. But, yeah, so that is a little bit less than you'd probably get here. It looks around the same, but you do have a little bit more due to the sharper plunge grind on this one here. Yeah, as both of these go, the blades do follow the contours of the handle perfectly. So that makes it very, very nice and comfortable to hold on when you're, sorry about that, when you're super up close on there. Like the other one though, if you break the detent, and it's fairly easy to do so, this guy will get you. Probably a little bit less than the other one, just due to how that choil is kind of located, but it'll still get you. There you are. So certainly something to keep in mind. Like the last one, this also has titanium liners on both sides. And we do have little steel washers in there that the bearings ride against. They don't have the groove carved into them. They're kind of the smaller ones that they've used for some of these guys and a lot of the Max Cha-Cha designs as well. They use kind of the smaller ones. But yeah, this one also does have this nice fuller that the other one does not. And that does allow more opening options. Of course, you have the nice top flipper, but because of that, you can also roll it out with your thumb. You can spidey flick that if you'd prefer to do that way, and or it makes a great matchstick pull if you want to open it two-handed in case you're in, I don't know, the break room at work and you don't want, you know, somebody going absolutely crazy that you've pulled out a weapon or something like that. So yeah, this does have a couple of advantages over the earlier designed one here, but it is quite similar. You know, similar build. You know, we still have the integral back spacers from the carbon fiber and all that sort of stuff. Just kind of a different model on the same basic platform sort of thing there. Something that I have noticed on both of these guys is that, you know, it's very, very easy to break the detent at the top. Now, a lot of them are certainly like that. And it's something that I do plan on playing around with just a little bit to see if I can't tweak that a little bit. And kind of my thought process on it, because I haven't actually gone through and done any of it yet, is you have the liners that both have that detent ball. Now, when it's closed, it's only engaging with one side because the blade has basically two detent holes, one for close and one for open on there, and just one for open on this side. So I would want to basically try to adjust the tension on the liner on this side that only affects it when the blade is open to see if that works. If not, then I could probably play around with the liner that affects both open and closed. But the last thing you really want to do is make it too difficult to actually get the darn knife open from the top flipper. And that does require a little bit more of a light detent strength to be able to do that. You know, that obviously these guys, as well as the Pena flipper trappers, the Boker bonfire, and a whole bunch of other, you know, top flipper kind of knives, do need a little bit lighter detent in general. So yeah, that's kind of my thought there, to try to get just a little bit more detent strength out of the top there. I don't necessarily feel the need to completely disassemble this guy, as it looks almost identical to this one on the inside. The titanium liners are nested inside there. They're both held on by 3 screws on each side that are T6, not T8. Keep that in mind, I suppose. But the barrel spacer and the pivot are both T8s there. So yeah, I can go ahead and do some measurements on here, because I do like to do that. And yeah, 1.78 ounces. Or 50.5 grams, just about right there. For a knife that, give me inches or give me death. All right, yeah, for a knife that's a little bit under 3 inches, we got 2.8, almost 2.85 inches. So yeah, definitely under that ounce and inch mark, which is great, but, you know, doesn't have a lock, so that does turn a lot of people off as well. As far as thickness goes, we got basically 4.7 inches there. Sorry, 0.47 of an inch. So under half an inch, that's good. And the blade stock on this guy is a little bit smaller. We got 3 millimeters going on here, so a little bit thinner than this guy. And you can, I suppose, use kind of your eyeball calipers to see that. It is a little bit thinner. And yeah, super nice and slicey because of that. Pretty darn thin behind the edge. Again, not an absolute laser beam back there, but still very, very respectable. And a high flat grind, saber grind, if you will, or whatnot. But with the top having that fuller and everything, it does have a little reference point, which, as I've said many times, I do prefer for some sharpening purposes and whatnot. But yeah. That is the TS244, which, at least in my particular experience, I do enjoy a little bit more than the TS241 here that I had taken a look at last week. I think for a lot of EDC tasks, this one does seem to make a little bit more sense, and the blade is a little bit slicier on it, and that makes the overall package just a little bit thinner as well. And I also do like the fact that the backspacer goes all the way up to the top there. Aesthetically, I do like that, probably because, I've carried around a lot of Spydercos in my day, and almost all of them are either backlocks, which require that to be fully filled in, or their ball bearing lock, which also has that cage and everything up there that does that. This one, like I said last week, you don't really have any problems of getting into the blade or anything like that, so you're good there, but I still do like that this one extends up the whole way. It's just nice. So, alright, yeah, this is the TS244. I do like it quite a bit. But, yeah, that's everything that I'd really wanted to kind of go ahead and get out there on this one. So, as always, I appreciate y'all for watching. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your day, yo.